Project Management Fundamentals. In the next 5 minutes, we'll take a look at what exactly project management is, and we'll define projects to give you a firm foundation for your professional project management exams and your work as a project manager. What is a project? A project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result to deliver value, benefits, and a desired outcome to the customer. Examples of projects include the Pyramids of Giza, the Olympic Games, sending man to the moon, to mention a few. Examples of less complex projects are driving to work, making dinner, writing a book. After all, they all have a start and an end to deliver value, benefits, and a desired outcome. There are 3 types of projects. 1. Predictive projects. 2. Agile projects. And 3. Hybrid projects. We'll examine all of these. Let's make a case for all these project types. Taking a look at the Stacey model crafted by Ralph Douglas Stacey, we can see that we have a simple zone. This is best for predictive projects, and a complex zone, which is best for agile projects where requirements uncertainty is significant and the technical uncertainty is significant. In other words, what we need to do is not as clear, and how we are going to do it is not clear either. So let's talk about predictive projects first of all. Predictive project management can be likened to a plane taking off from point A and knowing exactly where they're going, the route to point B. To run predictive projects, a common approach is using what I call the process group pentagon. In the process group pentagon, we've got 5 process groups: initiating a project, which is authorization of the project; planning a project, which is planning all aspects of the project; executing, doing the work as planned; monitoring and controlling, ensuring the work is going according to plan; and finally, closing the project, transitioning the deliverable over to the customer. Now, let's briefly examine how this could work. The project charter is developed in initiating, and the stakeholders are identified. After that, we move into planning. We plan scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, communications, risk, procurement, and stakeholder. Next, we move into executing. In executing, we do everything from directing and managing the work as a whole, collecting lessons learned through managing the project knowledge, managing quality through audits, acquiring resources, developing the team and managing the team, managing communications, implementing risk responses, conducting procurement, and managing stakeholder engagement. Then we move into monitoring and controlling, which actually happens simultaneously. In monitoring and controlling, we manage changes, we create reports, we control scope and schedule and cost, quality and resources, communications and risk are monitored, we control procurement, and we monitor our stakeholders' engagement. And last but not least, we move into closing out the project or phasing the project. Now, the next type of project is Agile. But what is Agile? Agile is a mindset. It's a way of thinking. It's the ability to pivot in a timely way to solve problems. This is based on the Agile Manifesto, and you can read more at agilemanifesto.org. But the main thing here is we value individuals and interactions over processes and tools. It's a mindset that values the customer highly. So how could Agile work? Going from point A to point B is not as clearly defined as in our example in predictive. Here, we know we need to get somewhere, but it's not absolutely clear where we need to get to. So we work in an agile fashion. You can see the bends and the twists showing you that we don't have a definite path, but we're going to, through a series of small experiments, find our way to point B. Finally, Agile could work like this. We could have a vision, capture the vision in a project charter, plan how to get from point A to point B through a roadmap showing the way. We could have smaller release planning. We could have a team charter that guides the team in behaviors. We could then have a backlog prepared with items to work on. We could have iteration planning to plan different iterations to get the work done. We could have daily stand-up meetings to sync in. We could refine our backlog along the way for future iterations. Then we have a potentially shippable increment, a small piece of functionality which helps us get closer to our goal. We could demo this to our stakeholders and customer, And then we could have a retrospective to look back at the iteration and ask, how well did this go? What can we improve on? And then we ask the question, is all the value delivered? And if the answer is no, then we go back to iteration planning and plan more work and get more work done. If the answer is yes, then we have a final release. And this is how it works in Agile. Moving on to our last example, hybrid project management, going from point A to point B, but having two different pieces of the project being done, one using Predictive and another using Agile, for example, is exactly how hybrid project management works. I hope you enjoy this. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments below. All the best in your project management.